A 50-point difference in your credit score can cost you over $40,000 on a mortgage. $40,000. Same house, same income, same you. Just a different number on a screen. And the worst part, most people have no idea that number is wrong or that they could fix it in a matter of weeks, not years, weeks. I am Ron Siegel, certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. You know, I had a family sit down with me on Zoom call not too long ago. Good income, steady jobs. They wanted to buy a home, and they assumed they were in great shape. When we pulled their credit, one of them was sitting at a 620, the other was at 680, and they had no idea why. They were making their payments. They weren't behind on anything. So what happened? Well, it turned out they had a few things working against them that they didn't even know about. High credit card balances relative to their limits, an old collection from a medical bill that they thought was paid, and a bunch of hard inquiries from shopping around for a car loan the wrong way. Sound familiar to anyone listening right now? Here's what most people don't realize. Your FICO score is built on 5 factors, and each one carries a different weight. Payment history is the biggest. That's 35% of your score. Are you paying on time? Every time? Because even one late payment can sit on your report for 7 years. 7 years, that's not a misspoken. The second biggest factor is how much you owe compared to how much credit you have available. That's called your credit utilization ratio, and it makes up 30% of your score. So if you've got $10,000 in available credit and you're carrying $8,000 in balances, that's an 80% utilization rate, and that is killing your score. The experts say you want to be under 30%. I'd say get it as low as you can. And here's something most people have never thought about. It's not just how much you owe, it's when your balance gets reported. Your credit card reports your balance to the bureaus on or about your statement closing date. So even if you pay your card off every month, if you're carrying a high balance, when that number closes, that's the number the bureaus see. The trick is to pay your balance down before your statement closing date. So a lower number gets reported. We put together a whole resource on how to time your credit card payments for maximum FICO impact. Go to rsrccpayment.com. That's rsrccpayment.com. It's a small move that can make a big difference in your utilization ratio. Now, here's another tip that most people miss. You can actually ask your credit card company to raise your limit. If they bump you from $10,000 to $15,000 and you still owe $4,000, your utilization just dropped from 40% to about 26%. You didn't pay off a dime, but your score could go up. Smart, right? The age of your accounts matters too. That's 15% of your score. So that old credit card you never use, do not close it. Keep it open. Use it for a small purchase once a month and pay it off. Because closing your oldest account shortens your credit history, and that hurts your score. Your credit mix counts for about 10%. Lenders like to see you can handle different types of credit. A mortgage, a car loan, a credit card. It shows you can manage various kinds of debt responsibly. And then there's new credit inquiries. That's the last 10%. Every time you apply for a new credit card or loan, it puts a hard inquiry on your report. A few of those add up fast, and they'll tell lenders you might be overextending yourself. So what do you do with all this? Let me give you the quick action list. First, pull your credit reports. You're entitled to a free copy of each of the CRE bureaus every year at annualcreditreport.com. Look for errors. Look for accounts you don't recognize. Dispute anything that's wrong. I have seen people pick up 20, 30, even 50 points just by getting errors removed. Now, annualcreditreport.com does not show you your scores. You have to pay for that. rsrlinks.com/FICO. rsrlinks.com/FICO. You can see your scores. Again, you have to pay a little bit of money, but you can see your scores right there. Second, set up automatic payments on everything, every credit card, every loan, at least the minimum, because one missed payment can undo months of progress. Third, pay down those credit card balances. Focus on getting that utilization ratio under 30%. If you can get it under 10%, even better. And here's a little trick that a lot of people don't know about. The timing of when you make your credit card payment matters. If you pay your balance bound before your statement closing date, that lower balance is what gets reported to the bureaus. You can check out RSR rsrccpayment.com, rsrccpayment.com for more on how that timing strategy works. Fourth, stop applying for new credit unless you really need it. Every application is a hard inquiry. Be strategic about it. And fifth, if you've got old collections or derogatory marks, don't just ignore them. Talk to the creditor. Ask for a pay to delete agreement. That means they agree to remove their negative mark from your report once you pay the balance. Get it in writing. This can make a real difference. Now, here's what I want you to understand. Improving your credit score is not an overnight thing, but it's also not as slow as you might think. Some people can see a 100-point improvement in just a few months by doing the basics right. And here's why it matters so much, especially if you're thinking about buying a home or refinancing. A better credit score doesn't just get you approved, it gets you better terms. It gets you a lower rate. And over 30 years, that difference in rate can mean tens of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands. That's real money that stays in your family's pocket. So what does this mean for you? It means your credit score is not some number that happens to you. It's a number you can control. And the first step is knowing where you stand right now. Here's what I want you to do. Go to rsrlinks.com/FICO. That's rsrlinks.com/FICO. Check your score. See where you are today. And if you want to take the next step, if you want to sit down and put together a real plan for your financial future, go to rsrlinks.com/keysteps. That's rsrlinks.com/keysteps. We'll walk you through budgeting, next steps, and how your credit score fits the bigger picture of building wealth for your family. Your credit score tells a story. Make sure it's telling the right one. I am Ron Siegel, your certified liability advisor, helping families build wealth through strategic debt management. Thanks for listening to the Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by rsrlinks.com/debt-free, rsrlinks.com/debt-free.